Another river dweller faces a similar climate crisis: the giant river otter. Giant river otters are rare and endangered, with fewer than 5,000 remaining in the wild. They're the largest of their kind, measuring up to 2 meters long. This family group has 10 members, headed up by Mum and Dad. They're highly social and constantly check in with each other using a variety of vocalizations. Their communication involves a complex system of sounds, scents, and postures. Locals call them the wolves of the river, and they are proficient predators. With their wing-like tails, webbed feet, and sleek fur, they're built for the water and have no problem catching enough to eat. Each otter feeds on up to 4 kilos of fish a day. Every year at the start of the dry season, the mother otter relies on river levels falling to expose patches of dry land where she can make her den. These quiet backwaters provide a perfect place for young otters to learn and play. 14 weeks old, and the pups are still mastering the skills they'll need to survive. But it's a race against time. The rains are about to return, and the den will flood. If weather patterns change, it will challenge this finely tuned parenting plan. One creature may be better equipped to deal with climate change. It's the world's largest freshwater fish. The pirarucu can grow to 3 meters in length and weigh more than 2 baby elephants. It lives in slow-moving waterways that are murky from decaying vegetation. Tannin in the leaves turns the water acidic. Not ideal for most fish. And as climate change causes temperatures to rise, oxygen levels are likely to fall even farther. But the pirarucu has an amazing secret weapon. Along with its reduced gills, it has evolved with an air bladder that acts like a lung. The pirarucu rises to the surface for a gulp of air, taking in oxygen through its mouth. It is uniquely adapted to exploit areas avoided by other large fish. And the low oxygen levels render its smaller neighbors sluggish, making them easy targets. Its adaptation may give the pirarucu the winning advantage in a changing world. Logging in the Amazon is turning stretches of forest into islands of isolated vegetation. Every species will have to be able to move or adapt in order to survive. And not all creatures are mobile. This pale-throated sloth prefers the security of the canopy and only comes to the ground once a week to defecate. When he does, he's limited to a crawl. The sloth lives solely on leaves, a low-calorie diet that provides little energy and is difficult to process. So he spends up to 18 hours a day resting and digesting. This sedentary lifestyle explains how the sloth got his name and his reputation for being lazy. Only the calls of a nearby female get him moving. With poor eyesight, he's reliant on his other senses to find her. Her lichen-covered fur makes her even harder to spot among the branches. It's also a cozy bed for her 3-month-old baby boy. He still relies on his mother for food and protection. It will be another 5 months before he's on his own. But she's ready to mate again. Sloth courtship is slow and graceful. But she may reject him with her baby still around. If these sloths mate successfully, the female will give birth in about 6 months, by which time her son will be independent. But what kind of future does he face? The sloth's home in the forest canopy is an uncertain refuge. Their lack of mobility makes it difficult to adapt to changing conditions. They're too awkward and too slow to move safely across open ground. As the forest becomes more fragmented, they could be doomed to extinction. The creatures of the Amazon have developed their incredible survival strategies over millions of years. If conditions here change too rapidly because of a warming climate or a disappearing forest, many will be unable to adapt. This time, they're fortunate, and the rains are arriving on time. As a new season begins, the waters rise again. Plants and animals will adjust to the change, just as they always have. Here, resilience has always been rewarded with survival. Today, as this region faces an uncertain future, only time will tell if its vast scale and dazzling bounty can ensure that the Amazon itself will survive.